Hi and welcome to the Direkt studio. Today we are meeting with Hans Tino Hansen, who's the CEO of the Danish company Risk Intelligence that is on its way to spotlight stock market. Hans Tino, welcome.
Thank you very much.
What is it that your company does?
We do threat and risk assessments for the shipping, offshore oil and gas industry all over the world.
Okay. What type of threats are we talking about?
We're talking about threats like terrorism, insurgency, war, armed conflicts, piracy, organized crime, and similar threats.
All right. What kind of information sources do you use?
We have a long range of sources around the world, different types, private individuals, companies, organizations. Even our clients have maybe between 6,000 and 7,000 assets around the world, ships and oil rigs and similar. And some of those that they report in to our system so our analysts can analyze and assess that information.
Where in the world are these customers?
The customers are almost from all over the world. We have a few areas like South America where we don't have any, but otherwise we have in Asia, Middle East, we have in Europe and North America.
And where is your organization based and where do you operate?
Our main office is in Vedbæk, north of Copenhagen, but we have staff and analysts around the world, more or less, including our associate analyst. Then we are in, I think, 11 or 12 countries.
Okay. One often hears that the hijacking has gone down a bit at sea lately. How does that affect the demand for your service?
It hasn't directly affected the demand because the hijacking that has gone down is off Somalia, and there are other places where there are maritime crime like hijacking, such as Southeast Asia and especially off Nigeria in the Gulf of Guinea. Also, piracy is only one of the threats that we're dealing with. So, for instance, we do a lot with the conflict in Yemen and the conflict in Libya, where piracy plays no role.
Okay. What type of competitors do you meet?
We have a range of competitors, and I actually normally say that I welcome competitors if they are strong and good, because it means that we are in a mature market. So we have both small competitors and we have large competitors. We have some that are doing parts of what we do and some that are more like us.
Okay. And now you want to take in 12 million Danish kroner. What would you do with the money?
Yeah, first of all, we have a pre-subscription already in place of 7 million, and we also have a guarantee without any costs from some of our shareholders of 1.8 million. So we are looking at taking in 5 million additionally. We're going to spend them on development on our third module. We have MARISK and port risk, and we are going to develop a module called land risk for the land side. So we can actually supply an end-to-end system for the logistics chain. And we're going to spend a lot of the money on developing and the rollout of that product and the full system and in its end.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think that investors should choose to invest in your company?
I believe that we have a strong case. I believe that we have a track record. We have done the development of a module before with port risks that we developed and launched in October 2015 and with MARISK in 2008. We're going to copy exactly the same model, of course now on a different type of area. We also have a market that is 10 to 20 times bigger on the land side than on the maritime side. So there are a number of indicators that are pointing in the right direction that we can actually achieve the goals that we've set out. And I hope that investors will be part of that journey. The pre-subscription have shown that a number of investors already believe in us. And we are hoping to see more joining us in the voyage on the Spotlight Stock Exchange.
Yeah. This land risk area that you want to venture into.
Yeah.
How is the competition there? I think there might be many big security companies and so on providing services similar to this area. So
there are a number of companies that deliver a number of different services on the land side, but no one connects all the dots from the maritime through the ports to the land side. And that's where we're going to be a first mover. I welcome competition, as I mentioned before, so I hope that we will see others that do the same. We are also going to connect our service with the blockchain technology, which is increasingly being used in logistics. We are also going to work on using artificial intelligence in both in our intelligence collection and the analysis production, so our analysts will be supported by that. And in that way, I believe that we will have a strong proposition to the market.
Which countries do you intend to focus on when it comes to land risk?
Land risk, we are going to focus when it comes to the threat side on Southeast Asia, Middle East, North America and Europe. And then we're going to move from there to, we're also going to include most likely Central America. Then we're going to increase from there.
The type of customers, are there any synergies between them? Do you know them from before, from other areas, or are they like, is it a new area for you?
Yes and no. We do have customers that are in the, you could say, interested in land risk, and they have been asking for a product like land risk. And that's mainly the oil companies and some of the very big logistical companies that we have as our clients. We are also going to attract hopefully new clients, and that's going to be industrial corporations, raw material, mining companies, trading companies and similar. We're going to use the global clients that we have as references when we're moving into this new market.
Do you think you're going to have to move into new countries to do this, or are you going to be able to serve them from like abroad, from Denmark and other areas?
Yeah, we are planning and setting up an office in Singapore that is going to cover Asia in the second half of 2018. That is more from a sales and relation building and customer engagement perspective. And then hopefully also over the next couple of years other offices. But the main threat is being carried out by our analysts, the threat analysis. And the same applies. It doesn't really matter if it's maritime or in ports or on the land side. We are not so much using people that are sitting in actually the country. We would rather have people that are experts on the country, outside the country.
I see. If we speak a bit about your current clients and so on, do you feel that you're dependent on a couple of big companies? I think, for example, maybe Maersk or so, a big shipping company in Denmark. How do you...
No, it has been a strategy for a long time not to be dependent on one single client. So we don't have anyone that is more than 10% of our revenue. Of course, we like big clients, obviously, with the revenue that they bring and the relationships and the coverage, global coverage. But we don't have anyone that is kind of, you could say, dangerous to our structure and our revenues.
I read in your memorandum that you plan to include your products in other companies' information products as a way to reach out to the market.
Yes.
Is it like an add-on service then? And how do you plan to keep on prices and so on in such a...
Yeah, prices will is already agreed and fixed. And that will be an add-on service to these two partners' existing product suite and will be integrated there. So if a client would like to select that, it'll be an add-on and they are going to pay a subscription for that through that partner.
Yeah, there's a big debate about regulation and so on, and when it comes to information usage these days, and you are, in a sense, an information using company. How does this affect you?
The GDPR, for instance, does not really affect us directly. Of course, it does as a company with our employees and our clients. But when it comes to the intelligence collection and the analysis, it doesn't, because we are not looking into people. We are looking into threats in different areas. And also, most of what is considered threats in these countries are carried out by criminals, and they don't have a lot of protection in these countries as well.
Okay, practical.
Yeah.
You aim to have an EBITDA margin of 30%. That's fairly high. How do you think, is that going to be sustainable in the long run in a competitive market?
If it's a strong market, that we believe it is, and a market that is growing, we believe that we can do so. First of all, because we have a marginal cost that is close to zero, which means that when we move out and move into the markets, we will have a quite strong EBITDA simply because of the way that we distribute our the scalable product that we have. And we believe that in a strong market with strong competitors, we should be able to kind of reach that goal. Yeah.
These economies of scale, don't they apply to all competitors who have these digital products? So
it does when it comes to the platform. However, what actually takes time to build up is the database, the intelligence network, the analysts, the way to assess and analyze, verify the intelligence that you get. That's where you have the barrier of entry, you could say. Anyone can build a platform.
Do you think other big companies could be interested in purchasing your company going forward?
That's a very good question. We've had companies looking at us, but our plan and our strategy is to be on the stock exchange here at Spotlight Stock Exchange, and we hope that we are here for a long journey. So it's not something that keeps me awake at night.
Okay. At the end of 2020, you plan to have triple your revenues. What are your main challenges to reaching that goal?
The first one is, like with all development, that you don't actually reach the milestones as you set out and you believe that you would. That is number one, so that the development phase would be prolonged for one or another reason. The second one is that things cost more than you believed it would when you made your initial budgets. Now it is the third time that we actually do this, produce and develop a module together with our clients. So we have a pretty good idea of what we are doing, which I think is a strong element in assessing how our budgets are and how our plans are. But of course, nothing is carved in stone. We have a risk like anybody else, that we suddenly have 20%, 30% cost increase in certain areas.
All right. You're coming to the stock market now in the middle of the summer. How is that?
That's actually quite interesting because we are alone with the IPO, and also the presentations that we're doing is mainly on social media, together with Nordnet, on various LinkedIn, Twitter, and even Facebook. And people, they are actually looking at these things from their holiday and hopefully also signing up. It's an interesting time to do it, and we're looking very much forward to the next couple of weeks.
Okay. Thank you very much, Hans Tino, for being with us today.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Good luck.
Thank you.